Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be ranking all the boss fights in Cold War Zombies. If you guys watched my ranking all the maps video, I feel like because Outbreak exists, there has to be a gray zone. And I feel like instead of just kind of, oh, but this and that and the other thing, we just include every single boss fight in the Zombies tab on Cold War Zombies. So we have 6 to go over, and let's go over them now. So coming in at number 6 spot, this is, I know it really doesn't count as a boss fight, but it's D Machina's finale climax boss fight, I feel like this is in the same vein of if we're including Zetsubo's final boss fight as a boss fight, I think it's fair game to call D Machina's boss fight as a boss fight as well. And it's not really about this boss, which is, this guy that you're protecting. It's more about the hordes and hordes of megatons that are chasing you, which I feel like is fair game. In my opinion, it's fair game. So the D Machina boss fight comes in at number 6 just because, it's not really a boss fight, but it's still pretty climactic. It's a nice climactic ending to our Easter egg. Coming out in the number 5 spot, this is Orda. So Orda just in general was first introduced in Firebase Z. It's a cool defense round kind of thing. You can actually fight this boss like outside of the context of the Easter egg, which I think is pretty cool. So every few rounds or so, like on round 15 it starts, you have this defense wave, and that's not when Orda shows up. I believe Orda shows up at round 30, if I remember correctly. So at round 30, if you make it this far, you have this huge boss that you have to fight, and you have to protect from the reactors. And I think that's a pretty cool concept, since Orda really, if you get the first defense wave, if you fail that, then you have to protect the ether reactor, and Orda can really nuke your ether reactor really, really hard. So it's a really high stakes kind of thing, and it shuts down your power. But it's not like Exo Zombies where it's like, oh, if you fail this, it shuts off your power, and that doesn't really feel fair. There's actually a lot of tools that you can use, like the Wonder Weapon, for example, is really good against the boss. So it's a pretty good boss. My only problem with it is how over fucking used it is. It's in Firebase Z. It's like a mid-round boss technically. And then you have it as the Firebase Z finale, which I don't really care about. And then you have it in fucking Outbreak. It's in goddamn Outbreak again. God damn it. Oh my god. And then the calling card from Our Toten made me think that it was going to be the final boss from Our Toten. So, it was really overused, I think, and I don't really have a problem with Orda. I mean, it was really cool how it was teased in D Machina, but again, it's just like one of those things where you're like, what the fuck? You had this good thing going, and then you just had to overdo it. Orda comes in at the number 5 spot. Going down to the number 4 spot, this is the Outbreak Tempest. Now, the Outbreak Tempest on its own isn't that bad. However, it's in the context of A, Outbreak, and B, it's a timed boss fight. Who does that? Why do we have timers on boss fights now? It's so stupid. It makes no sense why this is a thing. It's not a bad boss fight in general, like the mechanics or whatever, but I just feel like just the fact that it's timed and it's an Outbreak just really ruins it for me. So coming out into the number 3 spot, this is the Forsaken. So the Forsaken is the final boss of the map Forsaken. Obviously, it's the namesake. You have this, it was really built up, and it's just like the Shadow Man in Black Ops 3, It was really built up, and you were gonna have this climactic battle. And the Forsaken looks really cool. The actual boss fight is just kind of You're just charging up laser cannons and just shooting its weak spots. It's not really that threatening because you have this massive building in the middle that you can just hide behind most of the attacks. Forsaken, it's a pretty cool thematically, it's a pretty cool thematic boss. It's how I feel about the Raven the Redwoods boss, It's cool thematically, but it's not really that challenging, It's just kind of like you're doing tasks in an order, And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like it could have been better as a final boss of the game. Coming down into the number 2 spot, this is Dead Ops Arcade 3's Mama Back. Now, the Mama Back, it is like your penultimate challenge. You spend all this time getting to this bitch, and then you just have to go in. The Mama Back does not hold back. So the only problem with this is just you have to go through all of Dead Ops Arcade 3 to fight this. You know, it is a good boss fight, and you feel like this sense of relief, you know, when you beat the Mama Pack, but good God, it is a pain in the ass. And if you fail that, if you fail this boss fight, I can't even imagine the pain you must be going through if you fail the fucking boss fight. Oh my lord. So, coming out into the number 1 spot, this is MrToten's Valentina boss fight. I really love this boss fight. It's a really good climactic end to the MrToten Easter egg, and it's just really, really fun to do, you know? You have a lot of phases, a lot of mechanics, and you know, it's like, oh, it's repetitive. It's like, I don't care, it's just fun, you know? You have a really high shield, you know, and there's a lot of health, and there's a lot of mechanics, you know? That's really the main thing I look for, is like, you know, it's a challenging boss fight, and you can't just breeze through it like the Ordas, and you can't like just be constricted like the Outbreak Tempest, you know, like what is it, the Legion? Is that what it's called? Oh my god. Valentina, really, really solid boss fight. I really have a lot of fun every time I do it. And then you have this finale section again with MrToten's Easter egg, where you have to kind of escort Klaus into the portal. It doesn't take long, but I feel like it's like that cherry on top. And yeah, I just really enjoyed the boss fight. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.